In this video we're going to take a look at the spelling list words that have the K sound in German. There are two basic rules. If the word ends with the K sound, spell it with a CK. If the word starts with the K sound, spell it with the K all by itself. The first three words are basically all the same. They're all backpacks, really. The only difference between the three of them is the origin of the word. So haversack, rucksack, and knapsack, and make sure you get the silent K at the beginning of that word. They all end their syllables with the CK spelling of the K sound. The next word, kohlrabi, the K sound starts the word, so you spell it with a K. Make sure that you take a look at this OH spelling in here. That's very important. Spell that like the department store Kohl's. It's spelled the same way. Kohlrabi is a type of vegetable that tastes kind of like cabbage. That's what a kohlrabi looks like. The next word is Kuchen. We've had that word before, but it also starts with a K. Kitsch, the word starts with the letter K. We've had that word before. Blitzkrieg looks like it breaks the rules because the word doesn't start with a K, but actually Blitzkrieg is a compound word, so the second word does start with K. Blitzkrieg, lightning fast war, we've talked about that word before. Einkorn is the same thing. It's a compound word. Ein meaning single, corn is a cereal grain. So Einkorn, the corn begins with the letter K. Einkorn is cereal grain with single seeds on it. That's what an einkorn looks like. Now we move on to pumpernickel. Here the CK is at the end of the syllable. Pumpernickel is kind of a dark rye bread. Very popular in Germany. Schnecke, it doesn't come at the end of the word, but it comes at the end of the syllable. The CK spelling. We've talked about Schnecke before. Glockenspiel, again, it's at the end of the Glock syllable. Glockenspiel is a compound word. Glocken means bell. Spiel means play. So Glockenspiel, that's a set of bells that you can play music on. Pickelhaube, the CK spelling comes at the end of the pick syllable. It's a compound word. Pickle is a pike or a spike. Haube is a hat. So a Pickelhaube is a military hat that were worn by German soldiers a long time ago. Nachtmusik is kind of an exception here. The K spelling is at the end of the word instead of at the beginning. The Musik does not end with a CK according to the rule. So that one you'll have to remember. Same thing is true of Sitzmark. It ends with a K instead of a CK. There are very few German words that use the letter C all by itself. Here's an exception, the word cobalt, and I think it's an exception because it really comes from a Greek root word, kobalos. So it's not entirely or 100% German word. But it starts with a C. It's the cobalt is the dark blue color that you would use to stain blue glass with. Then there's kringle. Kringle is a ring that you use to pass a rope through. The ring is usually attached to a sail or a piece of cloth. You can see the ring here. You can even see the word ring in the word. Be careful with this word because it has a homonym, and I've written the homonym here. You can see the word ring also in this one. It sounds exactly the same, except this word starts with a K. It's not really a German word. It's closely related to German. It's a Danish word, and it means a ring of coffee cake, usually stuffed with some kind of fruit. That's kringle. Also, kringle is part of the name Kris Kringle, which is a modification of the German word Christkindl in German or Christ child in English. So you can see there's a lot of options if the pronouncer says the word Kringle, make sure that you ask for definition or ask any questions you need to make sure you've got the right word, the one that starts with a C. That's all I have to say about the letter K sound, or the K sound in German.